Hi, I'm Bill Black from Spirit River. We sell flies and fly tying materials, and we also have these new kits. These kits feature an individual fly with all the materials to tie this fly. This particular fly that I'm going to tie for you right now is called the Copper John. John Barr out of Colorado, a very, very renowned guide and fisherman, came up with this pattern many years ago, and it is a devastating little nymph. This is got a lot of weight on it, so it's designed to sink. And because of that, we're going to start with your lead wire and beads. So I'm going to sprinkle a couple beads out, and I'm going to take the lead wire out. Now, if you look at the beads closely, you're going to notice that there's one hole is bigger than the other, okay? And what you want to do is you want to start with a small hole and thread that onto the hook like that. Put that in the vise, and then I'm going to take a little bit of lead wire right here. I'm going to take about 10 or 12 turns of it. I just kind of break it off, and then I push that lead wire up inside of that. Now we're ready for the thread. I'll start, well, I hope. I start with my thread at the very back of the lead wire, and I create a little bump, and I want to secure that lead wire. There you go. So now that lead's secure, the thread's on the hook, the bead's on the hook. What we're going to do is we're going to go back and do the tail. We're doing the tail with what's called a goose biot. It's got very, very fine biots for small sizes right here towards the end. But towards the base you get a little bit thicker ones. What a guy can do is you can go in there and just clip a group of those out like this. There you go, and I got two. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse those so they're cupped outwards. And then I'm going to match them by moving my fingers back and forth like that. And then I'm going to lay them right about there, because you want these to extend about the length of the gap, which is this. So I'm going to split them just right over the hook, up between my fingers and down, and that is how you create a really nice little forked tail. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, you've got, they call this a Copper John because it's usually got a lot of copper in it. You can see that this fly is really going to sink. Now I'm going to run this wire right up here to the back of my lead wire. Okay, now what we want to do here is we want to go all the way back to the biot tail, take a number of wraps there, and then we're going to use our thread to kind of give it a little bit of a taper. So you want this thinner towards the tail or the back of the fly and gets a little fatter as it goes forward. Every wrap is going to be right in front of the next. You want to go up about halfway, and then we're going to do the thorax. So I go around a couple, 2 or 3 times, and then I take the base of my scissors and cut that. Now there's plenty of material left there to do another one. I'm going to push that in, kind of get it out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to do the thorax of the fly. What that involves is a little bit of flash material. I should have had all this stuff out, but I don't. Okay, we're going to tie this in right on top of the hook. There we go. Then I've taken a piece of this thin skin and I trim it about like that. And again, you can get a couple pieces off this. You can get it to come loose. This should be about the thickness of your hook gap. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be your wing case that goes over. Next, we're going to take a couple nice pieces of peacock. This is strung peacock. You can use a peacock eye if you'd like, which is usually right below the eye. It's beautiful quality, but of course this is pretty good stuff too, by the looks of it. Okay, if you get this white stuff on here, you want to throw that away. You don't want to use that. Alright, so what we have here is a nice little peacock feather. I'm going to tie that in as well. This time I'm going to leave the thread right up by the eye of the hook. I'm going to go around a few times. And that just created a little peacock thorax. I'm going to take a bit of, these are the legs, and this is partridge, and so I'm going to lay some partridge on one side, and I'm going to lay a little bit of partridge, so you can kind of strip that junk stuff off if you want. Like this. There you go. Then I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to trim all this up, get all that partridge nice and clean, and then just to make sure it's clean, I'm going to take a few wraps like that. Now, pull that partridge down and you bring this wing case over, and when you clip it, you save this because you've got enough for your next fly. If you're going to tie one, you might as well tie two, right? Then this little piece of flash goes right over the back, and it really makes it look like the wings are about to split open, or it could be a gaseous bubble in that. Then I'll just take a few more wraps, not a lot. Then I go ahead and whip finish it, clip my thread, and very carefully I put a drop of glue on there, and this is actually it's an outstanding looking little copper john. I think John Barr would be proud of me. I would like to ask that you support Spirit River and the products that we manufacture. I hope this makes fly tying easy for you. It's really a fun little hobby. It's great to do with your kids or your wife, and then you can go out and hopefully you can catch dinner on this. Thanks. Bye.